Welcome to day one where we're looking at pigeon and squat. So we're going to come into pigeon. I'm going to do left side first. Come into downward facing dog. You're just lifting the hips, lifting the knees up, taking your hips nice and high and back. Feet are about hip width apart. Now I want you to draw your left knee towards your left wrist. At the same time, I'm swinging my left heel towards the direction of my right side, the long side of the right side of my mat. Now release your back toes so the top of your foot is on the floor or on your mat. And you might find that you have a really high distance here between your butt cheek and the mat. So take a block, or you could take a blanket and you could just place that underneath you. Because what we're really looking for is looking for the front hip bones to be looking forward. We want an external rotation in the front thigh, and we want an internal rotation of the back thigh at the same time. You can keep your hands up here, or you can take them down here. So we're really trying to open up the hips a little bit. You may want to take some time, do a few, maybe sit in the pose for a little bit with a few breaths, and then continue to go back and forth between your downward dog and your pigeon. But just take a rest and then allow yourself to breathe into the pose. You want to feel like you are unleashing or letting go of the gripping that you might feel, especially in the hip crease of the left side if you're doing the left side pigeon. If it feels comfortable, you can take your forehead down, you can take a block. Any height will do. Whatever allows you to sit and just relax into the pose. So this is a great way to open up the hips. And then now we'll look at the squat. In your squat, take your feet wide enough that you feel like you're going to be able to send your knees into the direction of the toes. So there are variations on a squat, but for this one, for our purposes, we're just going to look at this style today. So you're going to turn your toes out just a little bit, maybe roughly around 45 degrees. And I want you to think about spreading through the inner thighs so that you're always kind of opening up here. Like I said, sending the knees towards the direction of the toes so they're never collapsing in. We never ever want that. Okay, we also want to feel a sense of hinging through the hips. So you're going to push the hips back. I like to say to my clients, dirty toilet seat. So imagine that you're trying to squat and avoid sitting on that toilet seat. So you're not pushing the knees forward. You're just going to send the hips back first. So even if the knees start to come a little bit forward, depending on your mobility, at least you've got that leading of the way or leading of the path with the hips coming back first. So open the chest. You always want to think about proud chest. A slight hugging in around the waist and really grounding down through your feet. So pressing the feet down towards the floor, feeling a little bit of tension through the thighs. Open the chest. You're going to take an inhale, push and hinge those hips back. I like to counterbalance with my arms up so I can keep the chest lifted and sink down into the squat. I'm still feeling my full foot pressing down, my chest lifted. Maybe it can go down a little bit deeper depending on your mobility. Keep the inner thighs, like I said, pressing out. Even a kind of screwing in of the heels towards one another and a breath out and sending the hips forward is going to give you a really nice, stable, strong squat to come up into.